Hi, I'm Joe Piva of GeoLearn, and I have the team from East Tennessee State University, otherwise known as ETSU, who are here for the 2024 NSPS surveying competition. These students have just finished the second day of the competition, and I want to thank you all for coming in to be interviewed. And let me begin by asking, how did you prepare for this competition?
What we did to prepare was we took several class periods during one of our surveying topics class. We came hour or two every week. We were gifted a wild T2, and we ran a traverse every week. We ran a diff loop every week, made sure we were good on all the math, and then we had our professors check us out.
That's great. So there was a related question there, which is how did you prepare for the math? Because using technology that's two, maybe three generations older than what's being used commonly in surveying today, how did you get your experience with compass and chain, for example, or dumpy levels? You mentioned the T2.
I was just going to say, I guess it all goes back to the basics of surveying that we learned, like from day one, all the math and the notebook fieldwork stuff. The first thing we ever learned how to do was put it into a field book and do all the math by hand. And all we had to do was kind of look back into that and look back into some of our books that we had to learn how other surveyors would have done it. And after that, it was pretty easy.
Cool. So, who here would be considered the head honcho, otherwise known as party chief or team leader?
For sure.
Oh, this guy over here.
Yeah.
So tell me, what did you have to do to organize the team so that they could be efficient and hopefully make some good points on the competition?
I started out by getting everybody together. We had originally 10 people that was going to come. We originally had two teams, and I cut down to one team, 6 people coming. Just going off of who showed most interest in coming to the practices and who could help the team out the best. After that, just running through every week, seeing who was better at what event, like the triangulation or the running the dumpy level. Whoever was best, we assigned them to run it in competition day.
So I know you guys have very proudly said that a lot of the competition was things that you've already learned in your coursework. But in terms of real preparation, like meeting, doing practice, stuff like that, when did that actually begin?
Honestly, I'd say it really began beginning of this semester, and really people that showed up really wanted to do it, and I really don't know about the.
And
That was a bad question for me. That was a terrible question for me.
and when it came to repeats and newbies, how many of you are newbies to this thing?
We're all newbies.
Oh, you all are?
Yep.
Wow. So did you get a chance to talk to, have you had previous teams come here? So did you get a chance to talk to them about their experience?
We had quite a few seniors last year that did come to this competition, and they did impart some knowledge to us, and it was overall very helpful because we did have some notes from some of their previous calculations to reference.
So now that you finished the competition, would you say like you feel pretty good that you nailed it?
I'd say we did the best we could, and we're pretty comfortable with the way we came out. We put everything we had into it, and we're just proud to be here, happy to be here.
Very diplomatic answer. Sorry. So let me ask, I'm just going to go through all of you. Can you name a particular highlight that you'll take back from this? Maybe it was the travel here, maybe it was the dinners, the partying, the competition, particular aspect of the competition. Anything that stands out?
It was just cool to be able to survey around like national monuments. Is just a super cool deal.
I think it was a fun trip up here. I'm glad every one of us gets along. I'm glad we got to do it, and I'm glad that we got to show off some of the stuff that we learned and actually put it to good use.
That's great.
Yeah, we had a great time coming up here, staying up here 3 days. I think one of the highlights was finding the 8-point monument. We had to hike through some sketchy towns and some briars. So yeah, that was a highlight for me.
I need to research the 8-point monument. I don't know that one.
I guess really the travel up here really made it for me. We all had a great time. We're all somewhat almost like brothers. It was how much time we spent together. So it's been really fun for us. And honestly, probably one of the highlights is just meeting all the interesting people up here and talking to other surveyors.
Overall, I'd have to say it was probably the monument hunt. I mean, walking like 22,000 steps, almost 16 miles, something like that. It was fun. It was interesting wandering around DC, just trying to find monuments. I mean, it was a blast with these guys too. They made it very fun. So
I had a great time on the using the old equipment, the T2s. I think that was great, and the education you get from that to be able to reference how the old guys used it to maybe the new deed descriptions that you're going to see in the future and be able to read those and know how it worked. It was pretty cool.
Well, thank you all for doing this interview. I know I felt sometimes like I had to drag some of you into the responses, but that's good experience for you as well, because as you advance in your profession, you're going to get into situations where you have to be able to respond pretty fast to question and answering at a town meeting, planning meeting, or hey, maybe someday you'll wind up as an expert witness in court. Anyway, thanks again. Good luck with your careers, because I know this is an important part of developing yourself for your career, and safe travels home.
Thank you very much.